Hey guys, these are my top 10 Valorant low elo tips. If you're a new player to Valorant or stuck in a lower elo, this is definitely the video for you, and I encourage you to watch the whole thing. In this video, I will be going over my top 10 tips for beginners or low elo players. I personally wish I knew some of these when I started playing. Hopefully, if you implement these into your playstyle, you will start winning more games, getting more kills, and even ranking up. If you find this video useful and want to see more just like it, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. It really helps me out. With that said, let's get into the tips. The first tip I have is to make sure your settings are working for you. Everybody is different, and I know a lot of people, especially in lower ranks, have a tendency to copy the settings of a pro player. While this might get you something to start with, it's really not what you should be doing, especially for your crosshair and sensitivity, because everybody is different in those aspects. Video settings, you're generally fine copying. I play on all low because I want to maximize my FPS to make sure I hit 240 for my 240 Hz monitor. That's a completely different topic. We're not going to get into that now, but let's look at crosshair settings to begin with. I play white crosshair with a black outline because I think it is perfect for any map. You can see it against any background and I never lose it. It keeps my attention. It is exactly what I need. I like the gap in the middle because I like seeing the head in there, and it works very well for me. Moving on to sensitivity, the general guideline for this one is you want to move from the middle of your mouse to one side and do a full 180. So from the left side to the right side of your mouse pad should be a 360. From the middle to the side, it should be a 180. So this is me going from the middle to the right side. As you can see, it's a 180. Back from the right side to the middle, a 180 again. Now this is really good because in Valorant, you're constantly going to be having to flick around to different locations and where different enemies are. I find this is a really good baseline to start with. Just whatever sensitivity will take you from the middle of the mouse pad to the other side, and that will be a 180. After you finish completing your settings, let's get into how to get you more kills in Valorant. One thing I see a lot of lower elo players doing is looking at the ground like this when they're walking around maps and when they're playing. I know a lot of people do this because they don't fully know the maps yet and they want to watch out for bumping into things like these rocks here and stuff like that, but it is really harming your gameplay because we want to constantly be going for headshots because they do the most damage, and in some cases they can be a one-shot kill. Let's take this bot for example. If I round this corner aiming at his head, I get a really quick headshot on him. But if I round the corner like this, I have to move my mouse all the way up to get that headshot, and if he was a real player, he could have killed me in that time. That's why I think it's really important to practice your crosshair placement and try to always keep it at head level, especially when you're rounding corners. Alright, moving forward from crosshair placement, let's talk about another bad habit I see a lot of low elo players do in this game, and that is run and gunning. So this is what that looks like. See how when I'm moving and shooting, I'm all over the place. I am not accurate at all, and I'm not going to hit an enemy really unless it's pure luck. And you know what? We don't want that. We want to maximize our chances of winning, and we're going to do that by stopping before we shoot. One way to visualize this is to go into your crosshair settings, go down to movement error, and turn that on. So now when I move, you can see my crosshair gets very large. With my knife, it goes back to normal because I'm accurate with my knife. With my pistol, it goes smaller, and with my Vandal, it will go even bigger when I'm moving. This shows you the area that your bullets can land when you are moving. So this is really good for practicing and visualizing and seeing what your aim is going to be like when moving and shooting with different guns. For example, let's pull out like a Spectre here. See how it barely gets bigger than my pistol? You can kind of run and shoot with a Spectre, especially close range. Like, see? Most of those are hitting that guy. But let's try that with the Vandal, right? Not nearly as many hit him. So that's why I want you guys to make sure you are not running gunning. Make sure to stop and then shoot. Once again, make sure to stop and then shoot. You will be way more accurate and you will get way more kills this way. Alright, so tip number 5 is about recoil control. So these mainly pertain to the Phantom and the Vandal. Those are the two I see it most with. Let's go up to this wall here and just shoot 25 bullets and see what this looks like. So you can see it goes up, to the left, and then to the right. Kind of looks like a T. So these sideways parts, it's not that important to know. You mainly want to know this initial up and down. So make sure to pull down while you're shooting and see how that looks way better than just letting it go wherever it wants. You're going to be way more accurate practicing this, and I really encourage you guys to do it. It is different for each gun. See how the Phantom goes way more to the left and then a tiny bit to the right, but then we take out the Vandal and we go to the left and then we go to the right evenly. It looks like a perfect T. So yeah, taking the time to learn these will help improve your game a ton. You don't even need to learn the whole thing, just the initial up like that. See the difference? Just pulling down. This is going to be way more accurate, way more hits on an enemy, and you're going to be getting way more kills by just taking 30 seconds and learning basic recoil control. You don't even need to know the full recoil pattern. Alright, my next tip is to learn multiple agents. Sometimes the agent you are the best at is going to be insta-locked. Sometimes you're going to have to play someone else, and know what? It can help you. So let's take me for example. I really like playing duelist, so I usually go Reyna, Phoenix, or someone along those lines. I like being able to heal myself. But sometimes a lot of people really like also playing duelist, so a lot of times these are insta-locked. Sometimes I'll play Omen. Recently I've been really having fun with KO. He's the newest agent as of this time. But yeah, practice agents and just find out what you like. Practice how to use them, learn what their abilities do, and just mess around. You don't even have to do this in game necessarily, just practice range works. Learn their abilities and learn how they work. My sixth tip is to learn the maps. In Valorant, currently there are 6 maps. In no particular order, there is Bind, Haven, Split, Ascent, and Icebox, and then Breeze, with Breeze being the newest one, and here I am actually on Breeze currently. Before you hop right into a comp game, I really recommend checking out the maps, especially if you don't know them fully, learning the angles, learning what people can play behind. Like coming into this without any experience, would you know that someone can be hiding in this corner? Just run around the maps, it'll take 5 minutes at the most for each map, and you will learn all the little spots people will hide in, all the little corners, everything. It will help you a ton, and it will really improve your gameplay by just knowing and understanding the maps more than your enemies. Alright, my 7th tip is to always warm up before you play. I know you just sat down and you are itching to hop right into a game of comp. You have an hour before dinner and you just want to play. Trust me, it is worth it to take the 5 minutes just to warm up. It'll make a huge difference in how you play, it'll make a huge difference in your aim, and you will be hitting way more flicks and way more shots just by taking those 5 minutes to warm up. Please trust me, it is worth it to do. I know some people talk about Aim Labs or Kovacs or other programs like those. I personally like just using practice range in the game. I load up the game, load in practice range, and then I can hop right into comp right when I'm done. My settings I use for this, I usually turn the boss to hard with no body armor and infinite ammo, and then I take the Marshal because it does 101 damage, which is enough to kill, and I just flick between the bots, and I try to aim for 25 and above on the score. Once I hit that, I'll just hop straight into comp and I'll get to playing, and trust me, my aim is way better than it would have been if I did not do this. Just try it out for yourself. I promise you will see a difference, and you will be playing way better. Alright, my 8th low elo tip is to not be scared. You can kind of see it in this clip in some places. Omen here is kind of hiding back, letting his team do all the work. Don't do that. Help your team. Be a team player. This is way more common on attack side than defense, because defense you're not really pushing anyways. But let's say you're on attack. Let's say right here, you can see on the minimap, all my team right there is pushing up A. All Omen's team is pushing up A through mid, short right there. Omen's just sitting back, letting it all happen. Okay, he could be watching flank, but he's not really helping the round. He's not getting the bomb down. He's kind of just sitting back, letting them do all the work. Don't be scared. Help your team. Clear the site, help them take the site, and then go watch flank, then go play an after plant position. I really want to incentivize everybody watching this video. Don't be scared. Play with your team. Trust me, it will help you tons. Yeah, you might die early some rounds. Yeah, that's okay. There's 26 rounds in the game. There's always more chances to stay alive, get kills, and have fun. Trust me, don't sit in a corner scared to push. It won't help you, it won't help your team, and it might actually harm your team. I'm not saying to not watch a flank. Just help your team initially take the site, and then fall back and watch the flank you want to watch. Alright, my 9th tip is to learn to communicate better with your teammates. Hopefully you have a mic if you're wanting to climb the ranks of Valorant, and if you don't, trust me, just go get one. They're like $5 at the dollar store. It is completely worth it to help you climb the ranks. You will be doing way better, trust me. You'll be able to call out to your teammates where enemies are holding from, how much you lit people for after you die, stuff like that. It is such useful information to know, and you will be winning so many more rounds. Just make sure not to mic spam, talk unnecessarily during rounds, stuff like that, and don't backseat game. No one likes that, and trust me, nothing is more annoying than being in a clutch situation. Let's say you were in a 1v2 and you have a teammate telling you exactly what to do and giving you advice. It honestly, it makes you second guess yourself, and you might even lose the round due to that. So make sure to always stay quiet when you're dead unless you absolutely need to call something out. Alright, so my 10th and final tip is probably the most important. We all have our days where we aren't hitting our shots and we're just whiffing absolutely everything. My advice here is to instead use your brain to win those gunfights. Try to stop putting yourself into situations where you need to have godly aim to win. Don't do that. Valorant is amazing in the fact that every character has unique abilities that you can use to get the edge on your opponents. So if your aim isn't good one day, stop taking every aim duel you can and maybe step back and start using your brain to outplay your opponents. Personally, I love playing Omen in these situations where I'm not aiming that good. I can teleport behind them, I can get in their head, I can get to unique spots, and I can hold those unique spots, hold those unique angles that people don't expect when pushing, and I can get easy kills that way instead of just having godly aim. It will help you a ton. Don't stress. You might have an off day. Just play with your brain instead of just going straight aim. It will help you a ton. So there we are. Those are my top 10 beginner or low elo, low rank tips for Valorant. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button and maybe even ring the notification bell. Anyways, I hope these tips help you guys rank up and win more games and get more kills. With that said, have a good day, go win some games. Thank you for watching.